In 1867, one of the most unlikely deals in history changed the map of the world. The United States, still recovering from the wounds of the Civil War, purchased a land of ice, forests, and eternal solitude for just $7,200,000. The transaction, made with Tsarist Russia, seemed absurd. A frozen wilderness, remote and uninhabitable, exchanged for a fortune in gold. U.S. Secretary of State William Seward, the man behind the idea, was ridiculed. They called the agreement Seward's Folly, and joked that he had bought a giant refrigerator full of bears. But what seemed like a joke would, over the decades, become one of the most brilliant geopolitical and economic moves in modern history. In the 19th century, Russia was a vast but vulnerable empire. After its defeat in the Crimean War, Tsar Alexander II faced growing debts and internal unrest. Alaska, located thousands of miles from St. Petersburg, was difficult to defend and nearly impossible to manage. The cost of maintaining garrisons, shipping supplies, and ensuring trade routes was immense, and there was a constant fear of losing the territory to the British, who controlled Canada and closely watched Russia's Pacific holdings. To the Tsar, Alaska wasn't a jewel. It was a frozen burden ready to slip away. Meanwhile, in the United States, the spirit of expansion was in full bloom. The country believed in its manifest destiny, the idea that America was destined to occupy the continent from coast to coast. William Seward, an ambitious and visionary politician, saw beyond borders. To him, Alaska represented not just new land, but access to trade with Asia and a strategic position in the far north. When he learned that Russia was considering selling the territory, he moved discreetly. For months, diplomats exchanged secret telegrams and met in late-night sessions, until, in the early hours of March 30th, 1867, in Washington, the treaty was signed. The price, $7.2 million, about 2 cents per acre. The news shocked the nation. Newspapers exploded with sarcasm. Headlines mocked the deal as Seward's Folly and Uncle Sam's Icebox. Politicians accused the government of wasting money on a frozen wasteland. Who would want to live in a place where winter lasts all year? Critics sneered. Even political cartoons portrayed Seward selling blocks of ice on the streets. Congress itself hesitated to approve the payment, but Seward did not back down. In fiery speeches, he defended the purchase as an investment in America's future. He believed that history would vindicate him, and he was right. For nearly 30 years, Alaska remained forgotten, a remote territory inhabited by scattered settlers, explorers, and native peoples who lived off ice and sea. But in 1896, everything changed. Along the banks of the Klondike River, near the Canadian border, a group of prospectors discovered gold. Within weeks, the news spread like wildfire. Thousands of people crossed frozen mountains, facing blizzards and hunger, chasing fortune. It was the beginning of the famous Klondike Gold Rush. Entire towns appeared overnight, ships arrived packed with adventurers, and the name Alaska ceased to be a joke. It became a symbol of wealth and hope. Public opinion in America shifted completely. The land once mocked as worthless became a land of opportunity. Seward, who had died without seeing his dream realized, was finally remembered as a visionary. Beneath the ice, gold had slept for centuries, waiting for the right moment to awaken. But Alaska's value wasn't limited to gold. Decades later, new treasures would be found under the frozen soil, vast reserves of oil and natural gas that would help make the United States an energy powerhouse. What was once considered a mistake turned into a mine of wealth and power. During the 20th century, Alaska gained another crucial role, a strategic one. During World War II, it served as a defense point against possible Japanese invasions from the North Pacific. American planes and troops were stationed on snow-covered bases, ready to react to any threat. And when the Cold War began, Alaska became the front line against the Soviet Union. From its air bases, missiles and radars watched the polar horizon, ready to intercept any attack from across the Bering Strait. The territory that once seemed distant and useless had become the heart of American security. As time passed, Alaska established itself as one of the nation's most vital regions. Its breathtaking and wild landscapes, snow-covered mountains, ancient glaciers, endless forests, and the dancing lights of the aurora borealis became symbols of natural beauty and isolation. In 1959, the territory officially became the 49th state of the United States, a place where nature and history intertwine, where the force of the land and the weight of the past coexist. Today, when we look at the map, it's hard to imagine that Alaska was once dismissed as a waste of money. It now accounts for a significant share of America's oil production and holds a key strategic position between hemispheres. But beyond its riches, Alaska stands as a lesson, a reminder that value changes with time, and that a leader's vision can transcend generations. William Seward was mocked in his day, yet his boldness changed the destiny of a nation. He believed in what no one else could see, that beneath the ice lay potential. Beyond solitude, there was power. The purchase of Alaska remains one of history's greatest ironies. What began as an act of ridicule became a triumph. The territory bought for pennies revealed itself to be a vault of gold, oil, and influence. And Seward's Folly, once a punchline, entered the history books as a symbol of foresight and courage. In the end, Alaska is more than a frozen land. It's a reminder that time can turn mistakes into victories, contempt into pride, and ice into gold.